The health issue that me and my group members decided to work with is the coronavirus. Obviously, that's something that everyone is dealing with right now, and it's something that we decided to tackle this issue as a part of our health campaign. Obviously, COVID-19 has had a huge effect on the entire world. There are more than 2.5 million confirmed cases worldwide, and that number is growing every day. So it's important that we are doing everything we need to do in order to help this number decrease and not increase. Along with the number of cases, the number of deaths is also on the rise. So it's so important that we need to flatten the curve and do what we can do in order to help stop the spread of the virus. There are a few ways that we can do to help stop the spread of the disease. These measures that we can take are fairly simple and things that we can implement into our everyday lives to help become a healthier society. Some of these ways we can help stop the spread of COVID-19 are to avoid close contact with people who are sick, and not just with those who are displaying symptoms of COVID-19, but just in general who are sick and potentially contagious. We could also wash our hands with soap and water for 20 seconds. Wear a mask when we're out in public if we are feeling sick, so we do not spread that to anybody else, and also to protect ourselves from potential contaminants entering our body. Also, we need to avoid touching our eyes, our mouth, our nose, just any feature of our face to help limit the spread of this disease. Our target audience for this campaign is ASU NCAA college athletes. There are currently 641 student athletes, and we are targeting seniors that are graduating this spring 2020. This health campaign, extends to all genders and sexes, all races and ethnicities. The reason why we want to target NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletic Association athletes, is because their games for spring, the end of winter, and going into summer have been canceled due to COVID-19. And many of these college athletes depend on their performance in their senior year to prove themselves to potential recruiters that they have what it takes to play the sport professionally. So the cancellation of all these games has a huge impact on the future careers of these prospective athletes, because they now have no way to show these recruiters how good they are and how much they deserve to play professionally. So our campaign purpose is that it's very evident that the coronavirus has taken this world by storm. And it's evident that we need to change our daily habits in order to make sure that this world will be a safe and healthy place to live in again, and we also want to mitigate anything like this from happening again. So there are simple measures that can be taken to stop the spread of this infectious disease. These measures include sneezing or coughing into your elbow, and not just into the open air where someone can walk through and be potentially infected. You need to wash your hands often. It's not a secret that when you go out in public that the common spaces that you touch are riddled with bacteria. So we want to make sure when you are touching objects that other people have also touched that you need to be washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. Not just a quick soap and water run through, but you really need to be effectively making sure you're cleaning your hands and ridding them of bacteria. Also, it's so important to keep a safe distance from others if you are sick. You want to make sure that any virus or any bacteria in your body that is causing harm does not translate into someone else. We need to make sure to social distance ourselves if we are feeling unwell, or if we are potentially immunocompromised and we are susceptible to contracting a disease. It's so important to keep our safe distance from others that are displaying symptoms of feeling unwell. Also, like I mentioned, we need to avoid touching our face. Bacteria and viruses, all those harmful things are invisible to the naked eye. So you have no idea what could be on your hands, and if you are biting your nails or touching your face or your eyes, all those bacteria that are in your hands are now going through those portals of entry and entering into your body without you knowing. So it's really important to keep your hands down, don't touch your face, so you can stay healthy. So we hope through this campaign we can open the eyes of students, specifically athletes at ASU, to do their part to help stop the spread of coronavirus so that drastic measures do not have to be taken that can negatively affect their future careers. So by the end of our designated 3-month campaign, we hope that 40% of the students exposed to this campaign will take the simple measures to stop the spread of a potentially life-threatening virus. So our communication channel for our campaign delivery, we want to deliver a health communication campaign by posting a video of an NCAA athlete talking about how COVID-19 has affected them personally and how it has affected their career, making it hard for them to prove to recruiters their skills to play professionally in the future. And we want them to talk about precautions that they could take and that everyone can take to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. We wanted to use this method because we believe it is very informative and it's relatable. By having someone who is personally affected by this convey how we can help stop this from happening, it introduces also an emotional aspect of how they have personally been affected and how their lives have changed forever because of this virus. So we believe for any college athlete, they will be able to relate to that, and it'll kind of hit home for them to be able to take the measures that are needed in order to stop the spread of this disease. Our health theory, so our health belief model is what we're using. There's 5 components: barriers, benefits, susceptibility, seriousness, and cue to action. So health precautions should be exercised, such as social distancing, washing your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds, as well as avoiding touching your face. So these simple measures will not only benefit you from not getting sick, but it will benefit others and future student athletes from a potential devastating end to their season. So everybody has a high susceptibility to this virus. It can infect anyone, but college athletes are exposed to a variety of public events, making them extremely susceptible to this virus. With the number of deaths increasing every day, it is extremely important to ensure that these small precautions are being done to help these NCAA athletes continue the path to their future. So these athletes are constantly in settings where there are multiple people around. They are touching the same things. They are in the same area. They're sweating. They're touching the same equipment, and all of those things just contributes to the susceptibility of them being able to potentially contract this virus. So our campaign message, so Ray Anderson is a former NFL player, and he is our director of athletics at ASU. So he ensured us that safety is being put first above everything. He understands that it is devastating that the games have been canceled and that they won't be able to take place, but he wanted to ensure us that safety is above all, and he wanted to make sure that the students' health is a priority, and we are taking whatever precautions necessary to stay safe. So it just reiterates that it is so important to take preventative measures, such as washing your hands, social distancing, coughing, sneezing into your elbow to help prevent another global pandemic. Our slogan that we decided to use for our health campaign is to take preventative measures today to save your careers tomorrow. How we will evaluate whether or not a health campaign worked is that we would like to have the viewers of the video created by the NCAA college athlete. We want them to take a 5-question survey at the end of that video to evaluate how they felt after watching the video. So we want to know if that video conveyed any emotional connection to them that would cause them to change their own habits, their own health habits. Sometimes a lot of people don't think that what they do has any impact in the world, but this is not the case when it comes to coronavirus or any other infectious disease. So we want to evaluate whether or not that video encouraged them to think more about the steps they can take personally to stop the spread of COVID-19. These are all of our references that we used within our health campaign. And just to summarize, we want to, through this campaign, really make you think about what you can do in your everyday life to help stop the spread of a potentially infectious disease. It is not well known that of how much it is affecting college seniors. Many people just think about the already professional sports such as basketball, baseball, and how those have been canceled this year. But we need to think about the prospective athletes and how they are not there yet into the professional world and how this is affecting their lives and their careers. So through this campaign, we would like to open the eyes of the public, especially NCAA college athletes, seniors. We want them to take the preventative measures, and we want them to help make this world a healthier and safer place to live in and be better prepared for this if it ever is to happen in the future. So that is our health campaign. Thank you.